going to take you in an exciting journey.
I'm a food writer, blogger, poet, and a girl who has an insatiable appetite for life.
Whatever's in my fridge, that is what I'm going to teach you guys, so that it's going to be very easy food, but it is restaurant quality food.
Cooking and baking is therapy for me, and it is an art form, a form of poetry in its own right. Through Homemade, I am going to be sharing some of my favorite recipes with you.
Join with me on my homemade journey.
This is my Homemade.
Hi guys, my name is Sahan and you are here with me on Homemade on High TV, the luxury channel. I'm a food critic, I'm a part-time actor. My main professional background is in wines, and I'm a sommelier qualified. Basically, I'm a wine taster and I get paid to drink. My grandmother and me, we used to make cutlets and all that. My mother and me, we used to make all these idiopas and all sort of things. So, you know, that is what inspired me. And as I grew up, as I grew older and all that, my working inspired me. I met so many chefs around the world. I hope to, you know, pass on a little bit of knowledge of my home cooking to you guys. Today, I'm going to make you one of my favorite dishes to start off with. It consists of seashells, shellfish. So to tell you a little bit about the first dish we are going to do for you today is 3 ways. So we're going to do some oysters, we're going to do some mussels, and we're going to do some scallops. Done in 3 ways. So come with me. I'll show you the ingredients and I'll run through how we're going to do this. So we got some oysters here today, we have some mussels, and we have some beautiful scallops here, and we got some little bacon here as well just to go with our oysters. I got some shallots, some garlic, some really nice garlic, some butter, some cauliflower here, some onions, lemon. I love my fresh herbs and all that, so you got some parsley, some mint and all that. It's basically stuff that you have in your pantry, and these are basic stuff that I have in my fridge. I got some spices, I got some herbs and all that dried. Obviously, salt and pepper, which you really need with everybody. And I'm going to run through some sauces as well that I have today. I got some Worcestershire sauce, some chili sauce, barbecue, and of course, you need wine. And with any of my cooking, you will find a lot of wine coming into it. To get things started, I'm going to show you first, which most people don't know, oysters. So now these oysters, you can see, they come all closed up, they're locked up. So I'm going to show you how to open one of these oysters. So you take one of these, you take one of these knives, you put a little napkin on top, and you just squeeze it in. So it opens up, and you just slowly open it up. And then you can see the nice little oyster in there. So the whole idea of this is you have to make sure all your oysters are nice and clean. And you've got to make sure that you wash them nicely. Got one more to go. You hear that freshness popping in. And you have the oyster there nicely. So we're going to make sure that we wash these. With the mussels, we're not going to open it up yet. We're just going to leave it as it is. The scallops as it is as well. So now we're going to start cooking. Let's get this thing started. So to start off things, we are going to do with the oysters. We're going to take a grill. We're going to have the grill nice and hot. We're going to keep the oysters nicely placed in that, and we're going to make a little sauce to go with that. So the oysters, how I'm going to do them today is called Kilpatrick. It's one of my favorite ways to have oysters. Now you can have them with lemon, just as fresh as it is, Open your pan, just throw in some bacon. You don't need oil or anything like that because there's already oil. Well, you have the pork fat in that, so you don't need anything. So you're gonna just nicely crispy it up. So we're just gonna take a little jar, keep that nice and there. Make sure that is nicely coming up together. We're gonna take some Worcestershire sauce. Different people call it differently, different countries. You need to add a lot of Worcestershire sauce there. That's good. A little bit of chili sauce. I like my sauce to be nice and spicy. Keep your eye on the bacon. That's coming out nicely. You're gonna put some barbecue sauce as well to go with that. A nice little dollop. And we're gonna put some balsamic vinegar in it as well. And that's about it. You can see the bacon's coming out nicely. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna stir this nicely. Stir it together, stir it together. You're just trying to combine the two together. Put some salt, just a little bit. And some pepper. That's coming out nicely. That should be enough on that. What we're gonna do is, we're just gonna put the bacon on top of this. I'm gonna slowly pour this sauce that we made on top of that. Doesn't really matter how much you put. It's all up to you. We're just gonna throw that in the oven on rotisserie. So we're just gonna grill the top. So we're just trying to, that's it. We're just gonna leave that in there. We're gonna get rid of the bacon, but we're gonna keep the oil in it. All right, so the oysters are in the grill. It's gonna grill nicely. So quickly, we're gonna move to the next dish, which is the mussels. We're gonna start with a nice dollop of butter. Into that, we're gonna put some shallots. Don't worry about getting messy or anything like that. And we're gonna put a little bit of garlic into it as well, just a tiny bit. And we're just gonna get that started. Now that's gonna quickly heat up. Stir it, make sure the butter's getting all nutty and all that. So all the flavors are just marinating. So we're just gonna wait until it browns up. You can see it's browning up nicely now. Add a little bit of salt. Always season your food. That's how I like it. We're just gonna combine the wine. Put a little bit more. We're gonna transfer the mussels all into a nice big pot. And this reduction, we're just gonna drop it in there. That's it. And we're just gonna leave it there for a moment. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some cream. And we're just gonna pour a little bit of cream in there. You know, if you want it, you can put it, this kind of thing. And we're just gonna steam it, let it breathe. While that's happening, we're gonna move on to our third item on the dish. So, again, pan's on. We're just gonna put a little bit of butter in it. And we're gonna get the scallops. So these are nice fresh scallops. You don't really need anything. They're very delicate. You don't want to overcook it or anything like that. You want to make sure it's just right. So we're just going to put 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't need a lot. Again, just a little bit of salt. So basically you need it only about 1 minute on one side. You don't need anything else. We're just going to put a little bit of lemon juice. So that's nicely going to cook. You don't want to play around with it a bit. You're just going to squeeze it a little bit so that it gets an even burn. So that's nicely coming up. Check on your oysters. Yep, they're coming through nicely. So we got, to wind up things, we got mussels, we have scallops, and we have oysters done in 3 ways. It's a very Italian sort of dish, and it's beautiful. We're going to plate it up soon. Turn it around. You can see it's coming out with a nice color. You don't want to overburn it or anything like that. And that's it. You just take it out and just leave it on a corner. That's it on that. Have a look at your mussels. You can see they've started to open up now. So that means they're ready as well. So we're going to shut that down as well. And we're just going to keep it for about another minute or so, just for the steam to get together and marry it up. We're going to get our oysters out now. Be careful not to spill anything. We're just going to leave that there as well, in the corner. And for my final tip, so we are going to need some cauliflower. So we got the cauliflower and all that. What we're going to do is we're just going to rip off, we're just going to cut the cauliflower, get rid of the stalk. We don't need that, that's garbage. And we're going to put this in a blender and we're going to blend it up with a nice puree. So I'm going to put in a little bit of butter as well into it, and we'll be back soon. Put the whole thing in there, or you can actually break it up as well. You don't need to put the whole thing, it'll kind of make it easier, I guess. Put a little bit of butter in it. The more butter, the better, the tastier, I guess. Put a bit of cream in there as well. And that is it. We're gonna blend this up. Okay, done. All right, get a little spoon. I'm going to show you guys a little trick. So if you want to come close, we're going to take a little bit of cauliflower puree. We're just going to leave that there, and we're going to sit this spoon on top of that so it doesn't move. We're going to take a little bit more cauliflower, and we're just going to put that there, and we're going to drop a nice little scallop on there. Now you can put some dill, you can put some chives or shallots or anything like that. Take some salt, put that there. So that's gonna work. You're basically gonna sit that there. Okay, cool. That's that. Open your mussels. Smells great. It's ready to be had. Take your little thing and you put these mussels nicely placed up in there and get some of that sauce, because that's the best part of it. Italians like it messy, so don't worry about being messy or anything like that. It's fine to be messy. And to top it off, you can always use some parsley or something like that and just put it a little bit on there. Guys, that is my first meal. We got Kilpatrick oysters, we have mussels, white beurre blanc, white lemon kind of mussels, and we have a cauliflower scallop. Let's try it. So there you have it, guys. My dish of 3 ways of seashells done. Now I'm going to try some of this. I'm going to try the scallop with the cauliflower. The acidity is nicely balanced and all that. That's beautiful. It's not overcooked and all that, so that's the best part of it. I'm going to try the oyster next with the bacon, Kilpatrick. Don't worry if you get messy and all that. Now, the trick for oysters is you only bite it about 2 times and then you swallow it, and then let the flesh and the flavors get married. This one, the bacon is nice and crispy. It's beautiful. Now this, you can mix it up with some ciabatta bread or something like that, or you can have some garlic bread. Not over chewy or anything like that. You can taste the garlic coming through and all that, so that's beautiful. 3 types of shellfish done in 3 different ways. Until we meet next time, from Hi TV Homemade, I'm Sahan signing off.
I come from a family of foodies, and cooking for me, therefore, is second nature. Through this program Homemade, I am going to be sharing some of my favorite recipes with you, the flavors that I've grown to love. You can follow me on my food adventures on Instagram under PeckishMe, and you can find the latest recipes on my blog www.peckishme.com. Hi, my name is Jayani and today I'm going to be making snowball cookies. So first we have 5 ingredients. It's just butter, sugar, confectioner's sugar actually, icing sugar, and almonds and a little bit of vanilla. Right, this is what I would like to call a universal cookie. In different countries, different communities have different names for this cookie. In Denmark it's called Danish butter cookies. In Mexico it's called Mexican wedding cookies. In Russia it's called Russian tea cakes. But it's basically the same 5 ingredients that you keep on rotating around. So let's see how it goes. First, you need to cream the butter. I've got 1 cup of butter here. It needs to be that consistency of really creamy butter. It needs to be light in color. To this, you add the icing sugar. I've got 1 cup of icing sugar here. You need to really mix it in because otherwise you don't want it flying in your face. Right, it's beautifully creamy and light and fluffy right now. So to this, we add a little bit of vanilla, just a little bit. We go about beating again. Now it's time for the flour. We need 2 cups of flour, so I'm going to measure it out right here. That is 1, there you go, 2 cups of flour. Again, you don't want any of this flying in your face, so make sure before you turn on the beater, you need to really mix it in. I think we are good here, so let's do it. Right. So in goes the nuts. I am using almonds today. There's half a cup of chopped almonds here. For the Mexican version, you would use pecans instead of almonds, but I like almonds better, so why not use a whole lot of almonds? So you don't really need to overwork the batter here. We are done. This needs to chill in the fridge for about 1 hour. After that, we get to the next step. Okay, so my dough has been chilled for about 1 hour. It's looking nice and firm and beautiful right now. So what we are going to do right now is to shape this dough into balls and put them on a baking paper. I have a prepared baking sheet here. It's basically lined with baking paper, so I'm going to just dig in with my hands and shape these cookies into balls and just line it on. And when you're cooking, just don't be afraid to use your fingers. Your fingers are your best friends. And I personally think that you impart a whole lot of love into your food when you use your fingers. Nice and round. It doesn't need to be perfectly round. It can just be whatever the shape that you want it to be. And don't worry too much about the distance between the cookies because it's not going to swell, it's not going to be bigger because you're not using any baking powder in this. It's pretty much going to be the same size, so don't worry about it. We are done now. Now this needs to go in the oven at 300 Fahrenheit for about 20 to 30 minutes. Until just about the bottoms of the cookies are a little bit brown. Don't overbake it because if you overbake it, the butteriness and the richness of the cookies just goes away and you don't want that. You need it to be very rich and buttery and moist. So these babies have been baking in the oven for 20 minutes. They are nice and golden. However, they are not burnt. If you can pick up one cookie and you can see the brownness of the cookie. And now we need to coat them in confectioner's sugar, which makes them the snowballs. Carefully pick it, it's really hot. Just slowly, just use your fingers for this. Coat the entire cookie. Place it. It's important to do this while it's still warm, otherwise the cookies tend to not absorb the sugar as much. So now we are done sugar coating these cookies. These are beautifully rich and buttery with lots of nuts in them as well. So a cookie like this deserves to be plated up. Let's do it. Now for a little flowery touch. There you have it, my beautiful butterball cookies. It's a pity that you can't actually smell these cookies. It smells so buttery and so caramelly. I need to bite into one of these. Amazing. It's beautifully buttery. If you can see the texture, it's very airy and it practically melts in the mouth. The moment it touches your tongue, it just melts away. And then you get these beautiful bits of little crunchy almonds just providing that textural difference. I don't know, this is a masterpiece. Tune in next time for more lazy and indulgent recipes just like this one. I'm Jayani signing out on Homemade.